What's up? What's up?
Hey there, how we doing, sir?
Oh, watching my bags go to zero.
Well, that 80K Bitcoin, man, is incoming.
It is incoming. Bitcoin's the only thing going up.
That's crazy. Well, that's not crazy. Usually there's those points. I can't remember what it was that Ben Cowan said. He said that it was going to, it had to hit a certain number, right? Another, like, Bitcoin had to hit a certain amount of dominance again, and then it would go down? Or did it already hit that dominance?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, well,
I have no idea. What's up,
well,
Third Patriot?
But yeah, I saw something about that just a little bit ago. He was like, "Yeah, we're almost to alt season, guys, finally." And I think that he's had some pretty awesome predictions. Doesn't matter what you say about the guy.
He's probably. I mean, he's arguably the best macro TA guy on the internet. I think. You know what I mean? You could argue. If not, he's definitely in the top. You know what I mean? Him and a few other guys that do like macro TA. They don't worry about that day-to-day stuff like we do here, or like a lot of YouTubers do. But he's pretty spot on.
So, thought Trump pulled the rug on all of the Bitcoin Treasury Fund. Okay, so funny thing about that, because I've been going off, everybody has been here the last few days about all of these grown men crying on Twitter about altcoins outperforming Bitcoin. And it's literally just Bitcoin maxis. And today we have an article specifically about this. I should wait until later, but I really want to show it now because I want to get this off my chest.
Is it the Jack Mallers thing? Jack Mallers is literally accusing Ripple of spending millions of dollars to stop a Bitcoin strategic reserve, which it doesn't really make sense to me why they would try to stop it.
No, it's good for them. It's good for them. They would want that. It's good for Ripple. But here is this article from Bitcoin Magazine. This is where all of the Bitcoin maxis come and they just give each other a little tug and a really nice little hug, all in this magazine about, hey, you like Bitcoin? I like Bitcoin too. And then they tongue kiss each other. And it's a bunch of old men. It's kind of weird. But so they've made this article here that expresses their feelings. Dear President Trump, Bitcoin reserve, not, well, I don't know, Sheetcoin reserve. The government shouldn't stockpile anything but Bitcoin. And this is the sentiment of the Bitcoin maxis. They hate that other crypto will always outperform Bitcoin, and they hate that XRP is in the limelight, and the fact that the executive order that was made by Trump didn't say expressly Bitcoin and it said a crypto stockpile, they are pissed. They're up in arms. And now their president, that was their president because he's unbribable, because he's rich, because he's the man's man, he's the people's person, right? Now he's been paid off by all the altcoins, and that's the only reason that they got stolen, the Bitcoin reserve. So he's not the strong, unbuyable billionaire that we thought he was, since, you know, for just a couple million that Ripple threw them allegedly, you know, they're pissed.
And it's funny because, I mean, Trump's never even really did anything with Bitcoin except for go to the Bitcoin conference. He launched like 3 NFT collections on frickin' they were on
Polygon. You're right.
There we go. Polygon. The damn thing changes its name so many times I can't remember.
Matic.
Pole. Yeah, Polygon, Matic, Pole, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Third Patriot, Jamie Dimon is never happy.
Yeah.
He seems like the most miserable billionaire. Every time you see him on TV, he's just very dour.
And I think it's crazy because I'm glad that right now, and for probably a good long time, nobody's ever going to see it. But yo, if I was a billionaire, I would be happy. I would be smiling ear to ear everywhere all the time. And when people saw me, they would be angry. They'd be like, yeah, that's how somebody like that should be, because I wouldn't care. Everything else would be like whatever. I'd be like Elon. Elon is pretty jovial most of the time. You know what I mean? He's
Right.
got besides like being on Twitter and fighting with people sometimes. What's up, Crypto King?
What's up,
But
Daniel?
Bitcoin maxis all over Twitter are crying their hearts out on Twitter, and I was very disappointed to see that Jack Mallers is also one of them. I knew he was a maxi, but I didn't
Oh,
know.
it doesn't surprise me one bit.
I didn't know he was a crier. All these men,
Yeah.
macho. I hold Bitcoin. I am strong. They're looking like the guy in the room that watches their girlfriend or their wife with the lover. You know what I mean? That just sits there and then cries. It's weird. Let's see. But Trump does seem to have a good relationship with several different platforms, Ada Sol, XRP included. I agree with that 100%.
It does.
And I think that all just comes from the people that are around him, right? He has a whole lot of really great people that are very smart and in these different communities. So that's what's going on.
It seems like Eric is the crypto guy, though. Every time something to do with crypto, it has to do with like Eric, because he's the one that runs Liberty Financial. He's the one that whatever with the Trump coin and the this and the that.
Yeah, I actually had an article on that too, but we're not actually going to read this article. I just thought it was funny. House Democrats want ethics probe on Trump over crypto projects.
Well, of course they do. Of course they do. They're already saying. I seen a tweet earlier. It was from, I don't know, they had a grip of followers though, but political videos or something like that, just some random notification I got. And it was like, Congress is already stepping up to impeach Trump by February 12th. Will he be the shortest term president in history? 30 Republicans sign on. And it was over. Damn it. What was it over? I can't remember what it was over, but it was something stupid. It's, yeah.
It's probably over the Elon salute.
Who knows? Who knows what it is?
Which, I mean, did you see? I think I sent you a little video or tagged you in something, and it was AOC.
Oh, yeah. There's so many videos. What about Macron? France's president does literally the exact same thing. He's holding hands with whoever, his significant other, and he does the exact same thing. He grabs his heart and goes like that. Literally the exact same thing Elon did. You didn't hear no crying over that.
No. It's the media, man. It's the media. They're sour. But let's see. Heard interesting things about Trump coin, that he did it to protect other cryptos from getting sued. If the president has a meme, others should be safe. I like that. I think that's awesome. And we're going to have to drop a meme coin. I don't think that we can live this whole cycle and not. We'll have John Coin and Desert Coin will be coming out next week. We'll put the contract at the bottom of the live stream. So everybody get ready. Put $1,000 aside to buy our meme coin so that we can sell it.
Well, I don't even know if I should, how to say this. So like as soon as Melania coin dropped, there's a chat that John, I, and somebody else are in. And I told that person, I was like, hey, if the president and his wife can drop a meme coin, there's no reason we can't drop a utility coin. And then it sparked a long conversation. But that's my sentiment. Before we were like, we can't do it. It's the United States. Basically that's why we we put the proposal to turn JPEG bosses into a DAO. So then the DAO, the bosses can be like an investment group, because you can't really do it. We can't just say, hey, buy our NFT. You buy our NFT and the proceeds are going to go back to holders, because technically that's illegal. Every project in the market prior to Trump and prior to this new administration, we're breaking the law, because that's a securities. That's a promise of return. That's literally the Howey test. So that's why we, decided, well, we got to figure out a way to add utility to the bosses so we can mint out, so we can build out. But we put the proposal forward. Do you guys want to become a DAO? We turned it into a DAO. Then we put the proposal forward. This is what it would be. Everybody voted yes. So that was the whole backstory about that. But now it's like, we can just launch, right? we can just do whatever we want, right?
Yeah. What did you say your dog's name was?
With Freya and Roxy.
So I think Roxy. Roxy's the token.
Roxy's the token. I got some good pictures.
There we go. It's gonna be dropping on Solana.
Got some good pictures for a thumbnail.
Sheesh. No, but everybody, this is all in jest. Thank you guys for joining us. We have a lot of articles for you guys today, a lot of interesting things going on in the market. And I think that there's a lot of things that, well, obviously that are happening now that'll become more important in the future.
I just read the private chat. Yes.
This is what we'll do. We'll do it on pump.fun, and I will live be covering myself in peanut butter.
Peanut butter man. Yes.
And so for everybody that doesn't know the joke, I have a bet going on with somebody in the community that if Bitcoin hits 200K, I'll cover myself in peanut butter. So we'll see. I think this cycle is going to do it. I now think that 250K is in the cards without a doubt.
I'm still, the fact that Aaron thinks it's going to hit 200K by the end of this year.
Yeah,
that kind of threw me for a loop, bro, because
he's usually internet money, it's all going to zero.
Well, I look to Aaron as the voice of reason, the conservative investor, you know what I mean? Because we had talks with him in December, and there was things he was doing that were way more conservative than what we were doing because of sentiment in the market and everything. So to hear him say that, I was like, oh, well, he's not one that's going to be swayed by all these influencers calling for, 300,000 Bitcoin, blah, 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 700,000 Bitcoin. So it made me really think and reevaluate where my price targets are for the bags that I hold. So,
yep,
for sure.
But without further ado, we're going to reset the room. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Help us by hitting the like, the subscribe, and hitting the notification bell. Shout out to Jay Coco. What a legend. Big love to you, Jay Coco. We still have to find a time. You just let me know when you want to come on, and we'll have you on. Big love to Coco. She was one of the amazing artists that did exceptional work for the JPEG Boss NFT collection. And check them out. They're out there. So you have an opportunity. We're talking about when we're going to reopen the mint, and then that would be your opportunity to mint the Lady Boss that Jay Coco made. Really exciting.
The other one, yeah, she did 2 of them for us.
Yep. One was minted. There's another one. So we're hoping that one makes its way back to Jay Coco. But all right. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, repost, share this with a friend. If everybody were to share this, we come to you live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST. But if everybody were to share this stream, then all of that work, we would have twice as many people in here. It's mathematically sound. That's how it is. But so without further ado, we're going to get into the markets and see what's going on.
All right, let's go ahead and get a refresh. All right, down 0.4% still. Coming in at $3.735 trillion. Very low volume, 160 billion. Fridays are real low volume normally. Bitcoin dominance has, dang it, come on. Bitcoin dominance up another tick to 55.6, Ethereum at 10.6, and 4.4 way to send to ETH transaction. So Bitcoin itself is up for another day, and it's coming in at 104,780, up 1.3%. Ethereum at 3302, down 0.2. XRP at 312, up 1.4. We got Solana coming in at 252, down or up 1%. We got BNB at 683, down 0.1. We got Doge at 34.99, up 0.7. Cardano at 97.77, up 0.7. So these numbers are not indicative of the sentiment in the market. You know what I mean? They're just, so these coins are up, but it's just not what the market feels like. And let's go down. SWE dropping down to number 18 now. How soon before SWE drops out of the top 20? Coming in at 420, up 0.3% on the day. Let's look at the biggest winners. Biggest winners are going to be Gate up 12.4, KuCoin shares up 11.7, Lido DAO up 10.6, Ondo up 9.6, Litecoin up 8.7, XDC up 5, Jupiter up 5. Then where are we at? Hedera up 5, Jasmy, and then it just keeps going. We start to get really low, but that is quite a lot of green before we get to like even Cardano. Let's see here, all the way down, and we got to go real far to get to like stable coins. So bam. Let's look at the biggest losers for today. Trump, imagine that, down 10.4. Dog with Hat down 9. Pudgy Penguins down 4. Virtuals down 4. Sonic down 4. Mantra down 3. Ethereum Classic down 3. And then it's not too bad. Look, it's a lot shorter list on the red than it is the green, even though that's not what it feels like. It doesn't feel like that because we see these, like SWE went all the way up to 448 today and then back down to like 409. Cardano got back up to $1, and then now it's back down to 97. So it's just been a real whipsaw. Before we go into charts, today is Friday. Today is DCA day. So I threw another 100 in the DCA portfolio. We're coming in at 2339. Now that's only 19 weeks of DCA and $100. So even as bad as it feels, as bad as the market sentiment feels, we're still up $339 on this portfolio. So this is the power of DCA. Today, I went ahead, I threw 25 in FET. No, wait a minute. What did I throw in? Hold on one second. I put it in Discord this morning when I did it. Let me check real quick. I believe it was Arrow, Jupe, Pith, and I just can't remember what the fourth one is. Come on, if I can find it. Somebody quit arguing with Talos in the chat. I might be able to find it.
Yeah, that was me. It's been so fun. Well, actually, I think everybody has kind of come in now, and they've been fighting with Talos. It's been kind of exciting.
Yeah, I had a big argument with Talos today and came out victorious.
Oh, it was Arrow, FET, and...
Yeah, I found it. Pith, Jupiter, Arrow, and FET. Put 25 in each one of those today. I was going to put some in SWE, but when I was looking at the portfolio, I mean, right here, this is unrealized. You can see FET, even with adding the 25, we're still down 14%. Jupe, we're still down 18. Arrow, we're still down 25. And Pith, we're still down 24. So and SWE we're up 159, Cardano we're up 176. We will, eventually start putting money into those too, but the point is to buy red. Did y'all hear Charles is in direct communication with Trump? He had phone calls with him recently. I did not hear that. It doesn't surprise me, but I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I just wanted to flash back to when we were skeptical about, how involved that Charles would be. And I hope that it is way more involved.
I'm still a little skeptical. He sure is turned into the XRP fanboy lately though. Have you noticed that?
Well, yeah, and Bitcoin OS, like we said, is talking about integrating with XRP. Even though on the interview he said it's kind of harder to do so.
Right.
It's more technologically complicated. But he said he had just had a call with David Schwartz, and they had some creative ideas about how to make that happen.
Well, if anybody's going to, it's going to be David Schwartz. I don't know. He's promising. Charles is promising Bitcoin on Cardano by the Bitcoin conference, so we'll see.
I'm excited.
We will see. All right, let's take a look at the charts, even though they are extremely lackluster. Let's go to the day. Let's start off on Bitcoin. So we did put in another green day. So that's nice. Boom. Still got huge wicks. Look at these past days. After we printed this red candle on Wednesday, we came in with the indecision doji, huge wick to the upside, to the downside. Today's candle, huge wick to the upside, a little bit to the downside, all the way down to 102 at one point, and then all the way up over 107. And that was earlier in the day. And it was like, all right, we're at 107. Cardano was starting to come up. SWE was starting to come up. And then it just dropped a little bit. And SWE and Cardano just freaking tanked the other way. But we're just like in a holding pattern, it seems like. I don't think we're going to dump, but it's just a very lackluster move. JPY numbers came out last night that Kai Zhu was talking about. It did come in at 50 points, which was in line with what they expected. Markets actually pumped a little bit after that. And I was looking at some of the other numbers on Forex Factory, the flash marketing PMI, and a lot of those came in on point. I guess above 50 is good from what little research I could do. So it's not, I just don't get it. There's no bearish sentiment. I mean, the sentiment is bearish, but there's no bearish news. Everything, only good news is coming out, but sentiment is bearish. It could just be that freaking that holiday hangover. People are still, retail is still hungover from the holidays. I know I spent way too much money on my grandkids and everything for Christmas and Thanksgiving and going out of town and everything like that. So it could just be that hangover. So either way, I still see, Bitcoin just trudging along, and it's just going to take something that triggers it, and boom, we're off to the races. SWE has me a little concerned because if we lose this 407, if we lose the 407 mark right here, and we print like a daily candle down here, we're going to be putting in a lower low. We have all of this action right here, this node right here. Boom, we got all this action right here. And you can see even today we wicked down. We didn't hit 407, we hit like 409, but we wicked down to support and we can't get back above this support at 422. So if we lose that and we print like a candle, we're almost definitely going to 381. We lose that, and then we'll be below all the moving averages, all the 200s, even on the 8 hour, which I think we might be what was it yesterday? We were sitting right at it. Yeah. So, we did. We just lost it. So we talked about this yesterday. If we lose the 8 hour, and we ended up losing it. So not looking good on SWE. I mean, it's a great DCA opportunity. Definitely. I'm not opening any shorts because I don't like to short in the bull run, or just anything could happen. But yeah, SWE has got me a little nervous that it's going to dump. You know, if it does dump, obviously we'll pick up more, but you know, I'd rather see it go up and to the right than dump so I can accumulate a little bit more. Cardano has lost the 8 hour. As you can tell, we talked about this yesterday. We were already below the 8 hour. We are riding the 4 hour right here. But Cardano doesn't seem to be as bearish as SWE. It's just been ranging right here between like $1.01 and 96 cents for what, since Monday. So all week we've been in this range right here, and eventually this range is going to break. You know, we're losing the 4 hour right now. We got the momentum coming down. You got the red dot, you got VWAP, money flow, and momentum coming down. So coming down to 90 cents, like we talked about last night, is still not out of the cards. That is the next major SR level. We got all this action going across right here. So that's basically, it's just kind of wait and see. I'm not doing any trading. I haven't been posting anything really in the trades and setups, because if I'm not trading, I'm not going to post setups for people to trade if I'm not willing to take the trade. I mean, that's just kind of messed up, right? And I don't have the time like some of these guys, like Lifer. He just stands in front of his computer for 12 hours a day and trades all day, trades the scalps. Well, I don't have that kind of time to just scalp 5 minutes and 10 minutes and stuff like that. But that's about it. That's all I got. It was a very uneventful day. It's been a very long week. So I'm just exhausted. My nerve pain is acting up. My insurance is playing games. I can't even get an MRI. It's
crazy.
Well, yeah. A little bit exasperated this week, I should say.
Well, you should come visit me and get it done here. Then you don't have to worry about it. It'll be less than your deductible.
Because that's cheaper. I could just pay for the MRI versus buying a plane ticket, getting a hotel, paying for an MRI there. You do know that I live like right above Mexico, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. You could just drive.
I could literally just go to Nogales. All kinds of people go to Nogales for dental work and pharmaceutical drugs and everything like that.
So this was a big one. I think that this was even in one of the group chats that we're in. They said, be careful if you have any money on Thorchain. So DeFi network Thorchain faces 200 million in toxic debt. Ooh. Here's what's going on. So basically what happened is a lot of loans and a lot of different things are going on this decentralized DEX. Cross-chain liquidity protocol Thorchain paused its servers, says savers, but servers and lending programs Thursday, preventing ThorFi users from being able to withdraw Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other crypto assets from the embattled services. I
don't think that meant servers. I think savers and lending is a program.
Oh,
it's
God.
Like a name of a program.
Gotcha. Okay, but they shut it down. I saw a tweet from Viva where he said, be careful. Don't know what's happened on Thorchain, but be careful. He saw the token. It lost tremendous value. But other crypto assets from the embattled services, roughly 111 million worth of digital assets has been borrowed through Thorchain's protocol, and 98 million worth of crypto is currently locked in its savers vault. That amount from depositors includes 57 million worth of Bitcoin, 16 million worth of Ethereum per chain dashboard.
It dumped 30% today.
Yep. The problem is
So is it not even in the top 100? because it didn't show up on CoinGecko.
I mean,
It
that
didn't
could
show up on the Biggest Loser.
probably the case. It probably went down.
It was just in the top 100. So let's see where it's at.
Rune, not sure. But it says the problem is anyone currently has money in Thor 5.
137.
130. What? Pride comes before a fall, but that's a pretty big fall. But it says can't get it out as the network faces a $200 million insolvency. Thorchain network operators have frozen these funds in an attempt to prevent a disaster scenario for the DeFi protocol. Dragonfly Capital managing partners likened the move to a bankruptcy freeze, calling it the first on-chain restructuring. The decision was established via nodes, according to Thorchain founder J.P. Thorbson, who said on X that, the move gave Thorchain's community 90 days to come up with a restructuring plan while instructing everyone to chill.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Chill out, dude. Just freaking chill, man.
Yeah, you're telling me you have $1 million worth of my Bitcoin and you're telling me to fucking chill? No, dude.
Right?
Coming to your house. Thor 5 paused via notes. The good news, 90 days to be restructured with the help of this blah, 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 these people. The protocol itself is still fine. The protocol makes a ton of money and can service the debt once restructured. From here, everyone chill, folks. Crazy. I do not like to hear that from a founder. This is like steady lads.
Deploying more capital. Steady lads. Yeah.
As a decentralized finance or DeFi protocol, Thorchain allows users to swap assets across different networks in a permissionless way.
Well, they better take that out of their mission statement. Decentralized finance and DeFi, and permissionless.
Huh? They just froze everybody's funds. This is It was permissionless for you. They didn't ask permission to freeze your funds, so they operated permissionlessly. In 2022, Thorchain rolled out its Savers program, billed in a blog post as a way for DeFi users to earn in-kind yield, in a similar way to Thorchain's liquidity providers. According to the pseudonym, Thorchain community members, the network is insolvent. In the event the users tried to redeem $199 million worth of liabilities on Thorchain, the network could not meet its obligations sustainably, he said on X.
It only has 177 million in TVL.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In the event any large debt redemption or savers or since deleveraging, it is certain that Thorchain cannot meet its Bitcoin and ETH-dominated obligations. Validators decided to pause the network while they vote on a restructuring plan. And then there's a whole thread here. We're not going to read all that. The point is, they don't have any money.
And these are some crazy numbers I'm looking at over here. The market cap is 764 million. They had 1.1 billion in trading volume.
That's wild. Well, I was going to say right here on X, Voorhees described Thorchain as one of the most valuable protocols in the ecosystem. Voorhees, Bitcoin MEXC, likes Thorchain, right?
Yeah, he has promoted it. He has promoted it in the past, for sure.
According to DeFi Llama, it has only reaped 47 million in lifetime fees, which, I mean, I guess that's good in a couple of years for a, platform, but also it's kind of like that's nowhere close to how much money they need to have to not be insolvent. So
right. Well, those are fees.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Thorchain? It's got to be at least
a few years,
5 or 6 years old, right? Yeah, July of 19. So it'll be 6 years old in July.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, so that everybody out there with money on Thorchain, be careful. Chalk it up as a loss and then go play somewhere else until they figure it out. And then we've got bullish news. Oversight Committee Republicans launch debanking investigation, and we love this. A lot of people
Let's
got
go.
debanked. While Democrats are calling for an investigation into Donald Trump's potential conflicts of interest on crypto, House Republicans said they would explore debanking claims. The U.S. House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, under the control of Republican lawmakers, wrote to the CEOs of crypto firms and associations announcing an investigation into claims that individuals or entities had been debanked based on their ties to the digital asset industry. In January 24th, letter to 6 crypto industry leaders, Chair James Comer said that the Oversight Committee would explore these claims that either financial institutions or representatives of the U.S. government attempted to debank certain individuals. The investigation, based in part on public statements from Uniswap Labs founder, CEO Hayden Adams, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, Kraken founder Jesse Powell, and Lightspark co-founder, CEO David Marcus, will seek information from the Blockchain Association and other industry leaders over the claims.
Harry Manback said John Carter just promised us all a lady boss.
Oh, did he say that in Discord? Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm reading the Discord comments.
That's freaking awesome. I mean, maybe we'll figure something out. But the committee seeks to ensure that entrepreneurs are not unfairly targeted and by extension, that all Americans are able to participate in U.S. markets without fear of retaliation through illicit measures undertaken by financial institutions or federal regulators. We love this. Yeah, freaking find them. Find them and burn them at the stake. Publicly, I can't draw and quarter them.
I mean, you can. It's probably a murder charge, but you could.
Yeah, but it's not a murder charge if the government does it. Then it's
I guess not.
Right?
I guess not. True, yeah.
But what's up, Crypto Jesus? But I mean, like these banks and the people that are debanking people, because it's really unfair. A lot of people got unfairly debanked in the past, and it continues to happen. It should not be a practice. I think the bank just holds your money. Unless unless you're actually doing some money laundering or something that is actually like straight up illegal, I don't believe they should just be able to cut you off from the system because they feel like maybe you're suspicious because you're not doing things in the traditional way,
Right. Well, the problem is when political ideology comes into play. And that's where a lot of these debankings did. It came from political ideology,
100%. But this is something we were actually talking about the other day. But it says DPEN needs a more cohesive narrative for mass adoption. Web3 executive, according to data from CoinMarketCap, the decentralized physical infrastructure network sector has a market capitalization of over $27 billion. Decentralized physical infrastructure networks must overcome the lack of cohesive narrative to reach mass adoption. Movement Labs co-founder Rushi Manchi told Cointelegraph in an interview, the Web3 executive said DPIN has so many diverse use cases, many of which are highly technical, that is often difficult to pitch projects to general public or achieve product market fit. I wanted to say that I think that is so true with a lot of crypto, right? It is very hard to communicate the importance of self-custody without going into the entire history of like how money works, right? And why it's important for us to be able to custody our own money. It's very difficult to convey to people that being able to use decentralized finance and have these opportunities to be your own bank are important because it puts the power in your hand. It's hard to communicate those things without giving somebody a whole explanation of how the system that we currently have works. And it's hard to convince people that the system that they've been accustomed to for years doesn't work, right? Or isn't working for them. It's working for other people. But I just want to say that, and despite this, the sector's future remains bright, Manchi said, citing the U.S. President Donald Trump's pro-crypto policies. Tokens being issued in the United States would be a huge thing, and I think Trump was talking about it in the last few weeks. So DPIN is one of the crypto sectors that venture capitalists are eyeing in 2025 as anticipated regulatory clarity and digital assets come to the United States and previous restrictions are lifted. Fun fact, I was talking to somebody that works closely with the World Mobile Token, and I was like, hey, explain to me which one of the World Mobile nodes makes the most sense for me to put here in Honduras. And they said, you can't legally do that in Honduras yet because of regulations. And I said, hey, since I'm here, why don't you hire me to figure that out for you? And then you give me one so then I can have one. And then that's how we'll work it out. Because Latin America and South America in general, Central and South America, things like World Mobile, where you're able to have a node, get paid for supporting the node, either on top of your house or in a high location, and providing cell service and internet to people around is a super useful, helpful thing. And so I would love to get that rolling here. If I could use my own internet and then charge other people to use my internet, I would love that. It would be cheaper than what's offered here, and the quality would be better. So shout out to World Mobile Token. If anybody out there is connected with the World Mobile team, tell them I would love to consult and help them to pass whatever regulatory things that they need to happen here in Honduras in order for me to have a World Mobile node on top of my house for my neighbors.
Get with CB.
Yes, CB is definitely somebody I need to hook up with. Well, we need to also just like hook back up with them. There's been a lot of stuff that's gone on with Beehive. And I believe that they're doing a lot of things over there with Charles for Charles's personal bees and honey stuff. And I really would like.
I'm thinking they're going to build them what's it called? Not an apiary, right? But like this summer, I think though, like stuff got backlogged, and then obviously we're in the middle of winter. It's probably pretty cold in friggin' Wyoming.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. But I'm excited about DPIN. I think this is going to be a great narrative. I think a lot of big things are going to happen with DPIN. Rather it happens this time or next time, I think people are investing in it and they're excited about it.
I like it for sure. I mean, we just bought some Chirp on SWE. That's a DPIN play.
Love it. Yep, I remember we talked about that.
Yep.
So this is another article on Thorchain, but I like the way that they characterize this one, so I just was going to read it. Thorchain halts withdrawals amid $200 million insolvency. That sucks. I'm glad it's not me. I would hate to be in that position.
Yeah, that's crazy. The weird thing is, though, that like, how could that even happen? That's like especially if it's all smart contracts. How is that even possible on a DeFi?
It shouldn't be
decentralized platform.
It shouldn't be. It should have safety measures in place. There should be a float, but the float should not be 200 million or more than your entire TVL.
Right. I mean, the house always wins, right? Well, I guess except for Thorchain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like, we had that experience with that one token on Sui. Like we made like 2.8 million%. But it doesn't mean
our allotment made us billionaires, but we had no liquidity to withdraw a dollar.
Yeah. Thorchain doesn't have enough users to support the decentralization properly.
Well, that's sad because it's been around for 6 years, and if it doesn't have enough users, I was looking at the CoinGecko chart, and Oh, let me go back to it. Damn it. Where'd it go? But it hasn't put in a new high in like 5 or 6 years.
Which that's kind of crazy also.
Yeah, let me go to max here. Let me just show it real quick.
Yeah.
It's just a steady sell-off. Boom, boom, boom. Obviously this is, well, let me put it over here. So this is May of 21, right? So that's the Coinbase IPO where everything sold off. This is the double top in November. It didn't even put in a new high there. And then in 22, which, I mean, we're in a bear market, but it definitely didn't put in a new high. It has not reached, this was March, where it did pump with everything else up to $10, and it still hasn't reached its March all-time high. I'm weary of any coin that between May of 21 and November of 21 that didn't put in a new all-time high, or at least double top. And that's a significant difference right here. We're talking, come on, get on there. It was like 19, so like 19 or 20 bucks. And this high is like, I don't know, what is that? Probably 16 bucks. That's a big difference,
Massive. But so we love this. Ripple seeks deadline for cross appeal brief in SEC case. Ripple Labs has requested a due date for its cross appeal brief in its ongoing legal battle against the U.S. SEC. Ripple Labs has formally requested on April 16th deadline for its cross appeal brief in its ongoing legal dispute with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The move is considered standard procedure. And I just want to say, here is the thing that is awful about legal disputes as well as fighting with the government, right? The SEC is a branch of the government. When the government wants information from you, they want it quick. But when you want information back from the government, they will take as long as they can.
Yep.
In general. And so actually, this is like completely unrelated, but kind of related. I've said this before, but my wife has been in the process to be able to go to the U.S., right? Because we're married. And that took forever. There's some places on the internet where it says it can take up to 80 months. Just recently, I learned that you can actually file for something that's called like a K3, which is a different thing, and they will reject you, but then it'll make the process for bringing your wife quicker, where you then, instead of having to wait 18 months, I did, it actually, like, by getting rejected, it makes your fast tracks your thing. But working with the government sucks. It's slow. It's terrible. But so they're asking for an April 16th deadline. And you have to think, they've been in this legal fight for years.
Okay, but hold on a second.
Yep.
Gensler's gone.
Yes.
So who at the SEC is still pushing this?
It's a good question. Would like to get them fired or removed, replaced. But I'm sure.
Like to know. I mean, but there could be other reasons. I mean, there could be legal reasons. The train is already in motion.
Yes.
You can't just stop it.
That's what it is.
You know what I mean?
That's 100% what it is. It's also like you have to imagine the legal team that is already fighting the case. Their job is to win. And so.
This case will now span 3 SEC commissioners.
Yep.
Because Hinman is the one. I think it was not Hinman. Who was it? Was it No, not Hinman. Whoever was right before Gary Gensler.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not Hinman. I can't think of the name right now. But he's the one that spun it up, dumped it on Gary, and then Gary, took it upon himself to put the pedal to the metal and push it forward. And now Gary's out. So when the new guy, Atkins, gets approved by Senate or whatever, now it's going to be on his plate. It's not
yeah.
Hinman. I can't remember his name.
Well, I've got. So it says Darcy Bradbury.
Who the hell is that?
It says he preceded Gary Gensler. And then he was succeeded by Lee Sachs. I don't know. This might be. Who was SEC chair before Gary Gensler?
That doesn't sound right either.
Allison Lee?
No. I'll know the name if I hear it.
Let's see. Ellis B. Walter?
Nope.
See?
Hold on, I'll find it.
Yeah, I don't know. Who was the SEC chairman before Gary Gensler? Jay Clayton. There he is.
Clayton's the one that did it. Clayton. Yep. That's him. Yeah.
But so Michael Kellogg, a member of Ripple's legal team, cited the crypto company CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larson as joining in this request. A brief deadline is the date by which a party must file a written legal argument with the court. So SEC has been delaying their arguments back. So every single step of the way, they've been dragging their feet. And Ripple has spent over $100 million in legal to fight them. And they said that they had, I think, $1 billion set aside to fight them. Or was that Binance? I think them and Binance both said it, that they had the money.
Either way, they both got more money than God. So,
yeah, 100%. So a brief deadline is the date by which the parties' legal arguments must be written. Often a brief is needed within a certain amount of time after the appealing party files its opening brief. The amount of time includes a possible deadline extension, depends of the rules of the specific court handling the appeal. The development follows a January 15th filing from the SEC in which the commission argued that New York District Court was wrong to rule the XRP sold to retail investors were not considered securities. The SEC also said in that filing that XRP given as employee compensations and in business details was wrongly excluded from being a security. The New York District Court's 2023 ruling was considered a partial victory by Ripple at the time because they said secondary sales beyond the first sale were not securities. Judge Torres later ordered the company to pay more than $125 million to the SEC for violating securities laws on the initial sale, considering that Ripple also offered XRP as part of institutional sales. Will the SEC drop the case? They could now, which is crazy. But Ripple's request has once again turned the spotlight on the ongoing critical crypto court case. However, some expected the SEC to withdraw the case. Jeremy Hogan, partner at Hogan & Hogan, said on X, "This is very standard. The SEC also has 90 days to draft its initial brief. The only question here is, will the brief need to be filed at all? Many in the XRP army are wondering the same. Since January 20, the SEC has been headed by crypto-friendly Mark Uday, appointed by President Donald Trump. The agency is reportedly considered dropping certain crypto enforcement cases. And this is likely what's going to happen. President Trump's second term, seeing his administration embrace digital asset space, the president followed through on his campaign promises to pardon Ross Ulbricht, announced two working groups to the U.S. Crypto Reserve, and appointed David Sachs as the White House AI and crypto czar. I also want to say that, like, I am so freaking bullish on whatever it is that Ross Ulbricht does now, because you know he's going to make a project. He's gotten all this crypto donations. He's out of jail. He's a brilliant guy that invented the Silk Road. So, I mean, like, if you think that this guy isn't cooking something and then it's going to get everybody's backing instantly, that's going to be.
Did you see his official statement? It's like a minute, 40-second video or something like that.
Thanking President Trump?
Yeah, I think President Trump said he's gonna be reconnecting with his family and this and that, and then before he starts his next journey. And I'll tell you, bro. Uh, so he has a lot. When you are reintegrated into society after a sentence like that, after being behind the wire for 10, 11 years, it takes a while. I mean, physically it's easy, but mentally it takes a lot to change your mentality, to have that connection with the family and with society in general, because it's a totally different like societal perspective when you're in and when you're out. And it doesn't matter who you are. If he only did like a year or two, that's one thing. But when you've been down for more than a dime, it's like it's a little different, you know. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. It's a little different.
100%. 11 years is a long time.
Oh,
but
yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just saying that. Yeah. But I would say that I think that he's probably going to come back into the crypto space in a really big way.
Oh yeah,
because he was
for sure
major innovators there at the beginning, and I don't think he's done. I think he's had a lot of time to think about what his next move is going to be. Probably since Trump said that he would pardon him, he was probably like, man, if this really happens, and then he probably came up with a whole plan. He's probably got things.
Well, he wrote. So I was watching Tim Pool the other night, and he had Thomas Massey on. And Thomas Massey, he's a Republican, but he's more of a libertarian. But you don't really run as a libertarian. So he's a congressman, and he was one of the big driving forces to get him pardoned, to get Ross Ulbricht pardoned. And Ross wrote him a letter, and he read it on live on air, and he's just thank you for everything you've done, thank you for Trump, da 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 da. As my days draw near, and it was a very heartfelt letter. So the dude's definitely been thinking about it, definitely.
Absolutely, and I just think that he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy, and I think that there's a lot that's going to come from him. So I'm excited to see what's next. But Andreessen Horowitz to close UK office to focus on US crypto efforts. Of course. Why are you going to stay in UK where they're arresting people for Twitter posts and are anti-crypto when the US is the place to be now? We're going to be the crypto capital of the world. So Andreessen Horowitz is closing in UK and coming back to the motherland. The America.
What's up, Jaleesa? Glad you could make it.
Shout out to Jaleesa. Big love to Jaleesa. She's awesome. 100%. I mean, we're here on the hour. I really only have a couple more. I'll touch on this one real quick. But so has the U.S. Treasury created an XRP wallet? Unveiling the truth. The reason I wanted to go over this is because there were a lot of rumors and a lot of talk on social medias about a crypto wallet associated with the Treasury that had connections to JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, all of the big banks in the US, and it's false. So this was a wallet that was spun up by, I'm sure, an XRP fanatic that then they made all these different tokens, and a large supply of the tokens that are made are in this wallet. There's actually only like 15,000 XRP in it, which, I mean, I'm not saying that that's a little bit, but I'm saying that this is not the U.S. Treasury. There's a lot of red flags here. And so you have to definitely do your research. When you hear these things on the internet, you have to dig a little deeper. They're not always true. And this is a case that the U.S. Treasury does not yet have an XRP wallet, but I think they will.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Well, they'll probably have it custodied or something like that. Really don't see the government having like a wallet, but it's possible.
I think they would have like so knowing the government, I think that they would have like a whole office dedicated to custodying one multi-key, multi-sig wallet. You know, you have 50 people in an office building, and like their whole job is to just like do stuff.
24 people. It's 24 people. They're numbered 1 through 24, and they all have a word stored in their head.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. At least. And then you have the backup person and the backup person. So there's probably 50 people, right? You have to have the backup person at least. And then it's written down somewhere. Oh, she said, reposted the wallet news equals you're so right. Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I was excited about it at first, but I looked into that article, and the article, was deep. And,
when it comes to like tracking wallets, I would say Arkham is like the best, but even Arkham messes up. If you remember, like 3 or 4 years ago, they attributed wallet movements to the U.S. government dumping or something like that, and it ended up being not true. It was like a mislabeled wallet, and it like the whole market freaked out. It crashed real quick, you know, and then it came out that it was a mistake. Like, we labeled the wallet wrong, you know, and then it recovered. Obviously, yeah. So even the big boys get it wrong sometimes.
But I want to give a special shout out to everybody that's here joining us tonight, because I've been feeling really good lately. I've like tuned into some other shows, and they're talking about what we already talked about, right?
Well, of course
some of these big shows, they're talking about what we already talked about. And so if you're here, you're getting the news first, right? We're telling you as it is occurring. But shout out to everybody. Happy Friday. Touch grass. Thank you all for being here. Enjoy your family.
And do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell on the way out. If you're on Twitter, give us a repost, tag some DGens, do all that good stuff. We go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST, bringing you, like John says, the daily update ahead of the curve with a little bit of TA and some insight from two normies.
Yep, absolutely. But without further ado, we'll see you on the next one. I don't know which interview I'm going to put out tomorrow, but I'm going to put one out at 6 p.m. I'm going to try to put one out on Sunday too. So you have that to look forward to. So thank you guys for joining us.
Football season's almost over, so we will probably be going live on Sundays.
Yes.
We got the AFC, NFC championship this weekend. I can't believe Detroit lost so bad last week. That's so crazy. Now I gotta go for Kansas City I gotta root for Kansas City in the three-peat.
Kansas City Chiefs, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I was rooting for Detroit because, I'm old Michigander before Arizona. And but they lost horribly last week. So now I gotta root for Mahomes, get him that triple.
Let's go, Mahomes. Let's get it. All right. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you on